Good morning.
Morning, Kathy.
Where are you off to this morning?
I am heading to my customer. Well, I'm going to see my mom, and then I'm heading to my customer Carla. She lives out in Pearland,
Okay.
and she needed some nitro, so I got ahead of some of those small samples, extreme.
Yes.
And then I asked her if she wanted to try the new product shot. She's one of my best customers, and I still have hope that she'll be my business partner one day.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm bringing her a cute little box. I had extra boxes. You know how the Flores boxes, we always have extra.
Right.
So I have these extra, and I put a little care packet in there with some samples.
That is
So,
awesome.
and a little thank you note for her continued support and friendship, and to let her know that she's truly a blessing in my life. So I'm gonna give that to her today.
That's perfect. That's exactly the good quality customer service we should all be providing.
And I learned it from you. Thank you.
It takes one to know one, huh?
Good morning, Miss Eva.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Eva.
So how did the relaunch go?
Well, it was a launch, and it's being rescheduled because she ended up on her way to urgent care instead of
Yeah.
logging into the Zoom. So um,
She went, she
at
went
By the
where?
urgent care, she ended up sick. She was sick, and I don't think it was anything COVID related, but she was sick enough that she needed to go to urgent care. So
actually, she didn't go after all to urgent care, but she did. She got some rest. She took some. I didn't realize she's got a heart issue, and didn't know this. And she said that she was having heart chest pains.
right. Well, and when she said
And
that
so
and her arm, it was like no, I would go
yeah,
to the emergency room. That scared
but
me.
I don't. She did not go after all, but she was doing. Last time I talked to her, she's doing better. And I told her that we could reschedule. Um, I'm gonna reach out again today and see if we can reschedule either this weekend or not. Maybe not this weekend. Maybe Tuesday or Thursday, because I know Tuesday or Thursdays are good for her because her husband's home. He can watch the
Gotcha.
kids.
Gotcha. Well,
Okay, Kathy. We'll talk about. We'll get together offline and talk about that.
yeah. The sooner the better. I mean, if there's any way she could squeeze in a little bit of time today,
Okay.
I'll keep it, and I'd rather get a little bit of information to her in a short period of time sooner than having a hour and a half meeting later. You know what I mean? But
I agree. And I
it
agree.
doesn't have to be that long. I can keep it short. I mean, I went through yesterday and I rewatched the onboarding video that Casey had put out 8 months ago. I watched the whole thing, took some notes from that, put that along with our launch sheets that we can find in the well, if you go exactly where Joanne told us to go yesterday from our phone, instead of being on our phone, you can do it from the computer, and you can log in to kyaniPro2.com, and you can go to the PDF docs, and they're back there. There's all kinds of stuff back there that we can use. There's videos back there, and there's things that you can copy and paste. I know they told us that on the convention call, but I just want to say it again because we're thinking the app on our phone, but Joanne taking it to that other step where it's on the computer, and so you can print. If you wanted to print a flyer, there you go. You can print it from I don't have some people have access where they can print stuff from their phone. Maybe I do, maybe I don't know. That's not something I do, but I can certainly do it from the computer. So anyway, take advantage of that stuff. If you have any questions on it, reach out to me. I can figure my way through this stuff. I did. Poor Eva called me yesterday, and I was like, I'm gonna have to call you back. I'm trying to figure out the TV set for my grandkids.
Oh, God.
Within 5 minutes, I had it down, and they were watching a movie upstairs. So that was good. So it might take me a little bit, but I can figure it out.
Kathy, how did that go yesterday with the family, the court?
It went well. They have custody of the kids until July 10th. They're letting the mom get with her court-appointed attorney and see if that, see what that does for her. I don't know, giving the mom another chance, I guess. But I didn't get to hear the details because I was watching the kids while they were in the call, and then when they didn't want to talk around the kids about it. So anyway, so I got the short version, which was that they got custody for now until July 10th when they go back to court. Another Zoom. They did it through Zoom. And the mom didn't know that she was on Zoom, and she was walking around the property, which looks like shit. It looks horrible, horrible conditions that those kids live in. And they could see everything. She didn't know she was on Zoom, and they could see, how bad it is there. And since she didn't realize she was on, she was cussing and cussing the thing, trying to figure it out, and just showed her true colors. Rob said, the thing that would have just put icing on the cake if she'd have just did a line right there, or did some drugs right there in front of them. that would have sealed the deal. But anyway, for now, it's going the right direction. So we're excited, super excited. And the kids are good. The kids are happy. Oh my gosh. I played with Phoenix and Daisy and Andrea in the pool way too long yesterday. So anyway, good times.
That's because you can.
That's right.
I mean, hell, not too many people could say that they can just in the middle of the day go spend the day with the grandkids like that. Awesome.
Yeah. That's always been my dream, to be able to do that. And
you got it.
And even with my kids, okay, that's been something I've always wanted to be able to do. Just go take them shopping, go to a movie, do something. I've never had that freedom. That was always vacation time. If I took a week off, and I would take off a week for, spring break or something, and we would, 9 times out of 10, it ended up being a staycation where we were doing fun stuff like going shopping, going to the movie, doing something like that we never got to do. So yes, that's always been one of my whys, being able to do that. And now definitely the why is to not only me be able to enjoy that and do that, but instead of Rob coming home from work and being dressed for work, and and they're being exhausted by then and leaving, and him finally getting to the part where he's in the pool, it's like, no, we're gonna get him home too. That's the why. We're gonna get Rob home. So anyways, so no, we did not get to do the, if y'all joined late, we did not get to do the launch yesterday with Alma. She ended up sick, but we're gonna reschedule that. We took some information down yesterday that we wanted to share on the launch, which is the Rise of the Entrepreneur, Jim Rohn's thing. I've got the links for those from, Jake has put them out there recently.
And she's
And
received those, Kathy. I have sent those to her. Both of those too. I sent those to her right away.
okay, that's great. So, you know, we can just ask, you know, did she
I don't know if
watch
she's
it?
watched it, but hopefully, yeah.
Right. And then also, you know, that onboarding video that Casey has, it's an hour and a half, but there's some good information on there. You can kind of skim through it. You know, you know, we're going to cover a lot of the stuff when we're talking to her, but if she needed a refresher, that's a good refresher for anybody too. Let's see. You know, and the main thing with any of your new team members is to make sure that they're plugging into these things that are being offered by on the Kairos feed and local and everywhere else, that we've got all these things. There's something going on just about every day. And if they're plugged into it, just like she has been, guess what? Because she's been plugged into it, she's got 2 customers already. And she knew how to do it. She knew, you know, what to say to make that happen. And
It's really good. Mhm.
You can say anything to family.
well, you can say anything to family, but to actually have the benefit of, you know, the good results that she did with getting them to become customers, that's awesome, because I've said stuff to family and they're still not my customer.
Same here.
I can vouch for that.
I think a lot of us on this call can. And also, she has a big family, so that's encouraging.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Terry said, I think Terry mentioned it yesterday, Miles has a big family and they're all car drivers now. So,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
yeah, we can do that. Anyone have anything? Okay, first off too, this is Memorial Day weekend, guys. So, so our calls are Monday through Friday, except for holidays and weekends. So, or every days except for holidays and weekends. So no call on Monday for this call. And so enjoy your time with your families and or whatever you might want to do. Sleep in.
All right.
Eva, we know you're still in bed, aren't you?
Yes. Well, actually, I'm not. I'm usually right there next to the window, sitting on my chair, but half asleep.
But guess
Trying
what,
to
Miss
wait.
Eva? That's
I'm
because
sorry?
you can. That's because
And
you can.
You can stay in your PJs on Monday.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you're so great, Claire. You and Kathy, you always come up with some good stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Kathy, going back to what you were saying about the launch, what, if you don't mind me asking, what happened that it didn't go, that it didn't take place when everyone had planned?
she ended up sick. She has heart issues, and she thought she was going to be on her way to urgent care. So
She sent me a message yesterday morning.
Did you all?
Maybe about an hour before.
Yeah. Did you all reschedule already?
I am rescheduling. I'm gonna call her today.
Okay.
She was resting yesterday. I didn't want to bother her when she was resting.
No, yeah, of course not. I mean, that's a health issue, but we just want to make sure that we keep the.
right, it's not going to fall through the cracks for sure.
No, yeah, I appreciate that. No, I'm definitely on. We're both on it. Kathy, can you? I'm driving, but can you post something in her Road to Jade, and maybe see what day would work best for her, like this weekend or today, if she's available today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, if you can, just to keep sense of urgency. Just, even put it that way. Hey, when's the best time in the next 24 to 48 hours?
Right, and that's what I told Claire. Even if we condense it to a smaller launch,
Yep.
you know, it's better to have even a smaller amount and or more sooner, like now. You know, if we can do it today, that would be ideal, just to get her. Do what?
At the same time too, I think that sometimes it can be challenging just to get somebody to the launch sometimes when especially when you're working with 3 people's schedules.
Right.
So when you do get the opportunity, try and make it as full as you can, because anything
Yeah.
that you leave for a follow-up or kind of a part 2 or whatnot, it even more challenging just to get back together for that. And
Right.
I think that's awesome that y'all are being mindful of that, and kind of planting the seed back in your head and creating that sense of urgency, because we've all seen that where we got the perfect new business partner and the launch is planned and something comes up, the launch doesn't happen when it's supposed to, and then it either doesn't happen or it happens too long after and
Right.
the excitement is gone or whatever, and it just leads to crashing and burning.
Right. And another thing that I was thinking too that would work for us, Claire, and like Jake said, it is difficult to get the 3 people together at the same time sometimes. And I do record everything, and I can, it definitely, my Zoom's set up where it starts recording as soon as I log in, whether I want it to or not. So you better be ready. But so I can record it. If it ends up where she just has a block of time and it doesn't work out for you, we can record it and let you watch it too, so that way you know exactly what happened, and then you can build on that. So
I'm good. I'm totally good with that. I think that I just want to introduce her to you because I feel like she'll feel more comfortable if I edify you, just like we would do in a 3-way
okay.
chat. And then I think that's the most important thing. I would wish she could get on this call because she would be able to meet everybody here, our
Yeah.
amazing team.
Right.
So yeah, definitely. If you don't mind putting that on there, I appreciate it on the Road to
Right.
Jade, on her Road to Jade.
Okay, I will do that after our call.
And that way that keeps everybody else in the loop. So
Yes.
Since
Yes.
it's you guys are doing it over Zoom, right?
Right.
correct.
So if you haven't already, make sure that she has a copy of that launch document so that she can easily not just follow through with you on the screen, but she's got it printed off in front of her and she can fill it in.
Yeah, I'll send it to her.
Okay, cool. And that helps them, they're going to glance at it before they get together and talk with you. So that kind of helps them know what they're about to be discussing.
Right. Right. So, yeah, and that's good too, to make sure that they, and some of this we've done on, with our building that Road to Jade thing on Messenger, our group, by putting, it's got like your contact phone numbers and stuff for your upline listed on there. That sort of thing's on there. But yeah, it's just something to give her hands-on. So yeah, and I've saved that into my documents just to have it easy accessible, so I can just send that to her. I had meant to do it yesterday before the thing, and actually I think that's when you called too, Claire, because I was sitting at the computer then getting everything ready, and that's when I just printed mine off. So yeah, I'm on it. Let's see.
Kathy, those papers that you've been holding up, is this something that you keep printing off of the back office?
Yeah, that's the ones, it's in our, remember yesterday when Joanne mentioned the KayaniPro2.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's our app, but that's
Right,
on the computer.
right. I opened it up, yes. I started listening to it, right. I was on 1, I believe, yeah.
Okay, so if you go on to KayaniPro2.com,
Uh-huh.
and it's got, it has PDF docs or something. I forgot exactly how it's worded up there, but it does. Shit, let me see if I can. Let me see how good I am at this computer thing here. Bear with me
Uh,
just a second. That's not where I need to go.
The reason I'm also asking is because my printer is going out of ink. So you see something that I need to print, I better go buy some ink.
Oh, yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's nothing that you have to, nothing that you have to do, but
Mm-hmm.
it's good, like Jake said, to have that, in front of your new business partner when you're doing
Oh,
the launch.
okay. Uh-huh.
Okay, for those of you that are not driving, is it gonna let me or no? I don't know. Can y'all see my screen or no? No? Oh, wait,
Mm-hmm.
can you?
Yeah.
Later. Okay, it's not doing it. So what do y'all see on your screen? Y'all,
Just you.
just me? Okay, yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna let me do it now, because it'll mess up my recording. So,
Oh, okay.
anyways, but you go on to the KayaniPro2.com, and then when you're on there, it's got, doggone it. Oh, okay, and you have to log in. So, so you go into KayaniPro.com, you can click on log in, and
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be your ID number, your
Right,
business
right.
partner number and your password,
Mm-hmm.
same as
Right.
what you've got set up. You can go into media, and that's where you saw your videos and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Contacts, announcements. Okay, actually, and I think it is media that has. Yes, if you click on media, it's got videos. It defaults to the videos. It's got website shareables, and those are things that you can actually copy and paste, put on your Facebook if you wanted to, or what I would recommend instead of Facebook, you could use it as a messenger, a picture for your messenger, when you're having a conversation with somebody and it gets to that part, you can share things like that, because you don't want, who was it? Someone said they remembered some of those other network marketing companies that they just threw up their product all over their Facebook, and we don't want to be that. We don't want to be that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So,
With
so
that
use
said,
it.
Kathy, I'm sorry, real quick, because you're on that subject and I want to catch it because I'm fixing to have to hang up. I noted, are we not allowed? I see a lot of people posting in their stories, and Kayani's all over it. So
Mm-hmm.
I just need to understand can we do that, or is that a no-no? I mean, and this is Christy Bradford and Tara and David. I just need to know what is the right thing to do, because I'd be
That's a good
darned if I
question.
I see it all over. I'd like to get a piece of that too, but I want to make sure I'm doing it right.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
they actually, if you watch the videos and the new Kayani Pro 2, they are saying you can use this in your stories. You can use this in and so they're saying to use it in your stories. Joanne, you got something?
Yes. But do they mean written stories or?
No, they're talking about stories on, yeah, they're talking about social media, the stories.
So my other question would be, Claire, do you feel this would really help you if you put it in there or not? See, that's my question. And I have, back in Plexus's day, I knew too many people who put it in their stories and repeated it over and over and over ad nauseum until you wanted to just block them.
No,
Mm.
I
you're right.
agree.
'cause
That's
And
what I
that's what I
think.
have done before. I haven't unfriended anybody, but I unfollow them so I don't see any of their posts. And
Right.
I do have the Kyani customer page, not the Kyani, I had to take Kyani out of it. Michelle Marie customer page,
Right.
where I do
Don't
have
tell
people
maybe
in
it's
there
okay.
that I have invited. And that's where I put everything that promotions, sales, everything that Kyani puts out, I put in there so they can see it.
Right. And that's ideal. That is the ideal
Yes.
way to do it, because that way you've got, this is my audience. These people know that this is what I do. This is what they expect from this page, is to get the most current business information, product knowledge, whatever it may be. This is where that information is going to be fed. New products, discoveries, articles that are related, but not directly related, but related. Like you might have somebody that's talking about nitric oxide or whatever, and all that could be fed into a group like Michelle has set up, and that's perfect. That is perfect.
Yes, yes.
But
Just
it-
make sure
I-
if you do it, make sure it's private. No, it's not like an open page. People have to either ask to join or you have to add them.
Right.
And don't put Kyani in your title, because at first I had Michelle Marie Kyani customers or something like
Right.
that, and the compliance, came to me and was basically shut down the page. And I
yeah,
thought, well, that sucks because I'm putting everything out there that's out, on
right.
well and simplified everything, but they have their,
Right. They've got their
their
rules.
stipulations.
But now, if you were going to do it as on a personal end, if you're talking about putting it on your story, you're putting it out there, so people know a little bit more about what you've got going on. Things that you've done, Claire, with your, especially with your working out and doing the, we're up and we've got our 22 superfoods and we are ready to go and make it happen. That's fantastic. But limit, if you've got anything saying Kyani on it, I would limit those to like 2 posts a week, because you may lose people that were following you because of the
Right.
posts that you have.
So,
Or-
Candace, go ahead. Go ahead.
When they are posting stuff, they don't say Kyani, but they do say like, well, I know like Christy and stuff, like, and even Maria, they will say, oh, this new product that came in, and they'll talk about what the effects are, but they will
Right.
not, and they'll say slide up if you want to know more information or whatever, but they don't say what company or oh, we got this new on thing, but they don't
Right.
say like, obviously a lot of people know what they do, but they don't say
Yeah, they give
Kyani.
teasers. Yeah.
The difference
And
is
they
if
will say slide up to know more information.
the difference is when you're posting on your story, people have to go, as opposed to posting just on Facebook. When you post on Facebook, it shows up on people's timelines, or at least the top 25 people you interact with. So there's a people that broadcast out when you put something on your page. Now, when you go on your story, people have to click on your story to see what's on there. Now, what has surprised me, I got a lot more people looking at my story than normally my regular post as far as interaction. So that kind of surprises me. But I think that's a big difference, just posting on your page or posting on your story.
because on your story, if you click on one person, the next person will come up. The next person will come up. Like, it's even if you don't
Right.
see them all the time.
Right.
Like, I could click on my story and maybe I don't see this person through my news feed, but it'll go through every single person that has posted on their story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. Bye, Claire. Have a
See
good
ya.
Bye,
weekend.
Claire.
Long weekend. Okay. Yeah. So, Candace, so what are your thoughts on it? What kind of post do you put?
I haven't put anything, and I
Anything?
can't take on. It tells me that you can't take it.
Right. I saw that. Yeah. I was reading that yesterday when mine came in, and I thought of you. So.
Jake goes, you can try it, like, like maybe just to taste it, but.
Right.
But I
Right.
want it cold, put it in the fridge. I'll try it later.
Yeah,
But no, I think stories definitely capture. I think it's good to even like say, what it does for, like, you taking it right now. Like, this is, I took this the other day, and I was functioning and whatever. Like that, it's a good catcher.
Yeah.
Or even like I'm in love with this lemon, whatever, the new flavor of HL5 and everything.
Right. Right. Yeah. Berry lemonade. I
I
haven't
think
tried.
the story is definitely a better idea, because also it goes away. Like you
Right.
don't have, it goes away in like 24 hours or whatever.
Well, what I thought was really interesting and bizarre at the same time, I guess, was the fact that, here all this compliance stuff lately, you can't have this, you can't have that, don't put this on there. And like Michelle was saying, Michelle was saying how you can have Kyani in your, in a lot of things, the word Kyani. And, but then here they have this new app, and right there in the app, and it's saying these are shareables. Put these on your story, on your Facebook story, and Instagram and whatever. And I was like, well, which is it? do we do it or not? I don't, So I think maybe the compliance class would be helpful. I need to probably check out the back office and see what they're saying exactly works and what doesn't. But still, like Michelle also said, she's not really followed people that just continually throw up their business on the thing, and I don't either. It's a turnoff.
And
So,
you know what? I mean, I love David and Tara, but if you watch their feed, they are constant, and it's like a commercial. And I've even read some of the comments from their people and saying, "Don't you have a life?" It's like that. It's a turnoff. And I guess just use your common sense, and how would you be attracted to that? Would you be attracted to that? I
right.
mean, seriously, I mean, I like to see what they post, but it is overwhelming to me.
It is, yes. I
Yeah.
must agree. Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought I was the only
Have
one.
a balance of like other
Right.
stuff as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have a balance of what other
Right.
stuff that is interesting you, and not just one thing over and over and over and over.
Right.
Like that's what I mean, like.
And use
Exactly.
discretion. Use discretion.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, look at, there's so many things that we can share. Jacob Renitsnig walking his dog in the middle of the day one day on Facebook and talking, and just seeing that, it was a day I was at work and he's out walking his dog, and just thinking, oh my gosh, that was such and that was because of his life choices, business, whatever, and having that freedom, so that was, and or a nice vacation, Casey, posting pictures of the mansion or something on Facebook. It's like, wow, those are things that you can dream about and maybe generate some conversations of, wow, I'm sure Jake probably had some comments saying, man, what are you doing? Walking your dog in the middle of the day. Wouldn't you want to know? It's like, I might be curious because that's something I would like to be able to do. And now I'm doing it.
That's right. That's right.
But, but at the time I was like, that's good. That's good. And he may or may not have even thought of what he was doing, but it hit me. It was an eye opener. Dang it. I want to be that guy. I want to be Jake. I'm going to be out walking my dog in the middle of the day. And, or that really nice vacation or hiking. And, Karen has put posts out there where she's on these hiking trips and stuff and just seeing nature and experiencing more. And Terry and Rob, oh my gosh, Rob had his freaking road trip. I'm sure people were saying, what the hell are you doing that you're able to go on this 3-week road trip, or whatever. Same with Terry. It's like, I'm sure you got some conversations going like that. And to me, that's more, instead of saying, look what I'm taking, I think, yes, look at what I'm taking and man, I feel good and I'm not sick ever is great. But all the time, I think it's a good, that mix that Candace is talking about of having, let's talk about the fun that we're having. Let's talk about the, enjoying life that we're doing and, travel or whatever. It just make it a nice balance. My suggestion.
Hey, I got a question. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead, Jake.
No, I was just going to reiterate that, just to kind of put my thoughts on there too. It is absolutely important to have a balance, and unless you're a business page that people are following, you do need to mix in lifestyle and you, like we were talking about, you want to promote the lifestyle, and I remember making those posts when I first started working for myself and, really exposing that lifestyle and what it's like to have that freedom and whatnot. And I need to get more active on my social media because it's something that I've really dropped off with over the past, ever since I went to Belize, I really stopped posting stuff. But there's also two trains of thoughts on that. It goes back to kind of what we were talking about the other day, and obscurity for a lot of us in this industry is our biggest problem. So if you go, there's people that have the train of thought where they don't really want to push their business or the product out too much. And there are people out there that are going to get tired of seeing that. And I'm one of those people. If I just see, if all I see, if I'm following you personally and all I see is product, that is kind of annoying. And eventually I just stop looking at it. But at the same time, there's another train of thought, like Grant Cardone talks about, his email blasts. And they used the email blast, I think, like once a day or something like that, and he would post like twice a day on social media, and his team started saying, yeah, we've got some people that have complained and said you post too much and yada yada yada. And he was thinking about that, and he's like, well, maybe I should stop posting as much and do a little bit less and only a few times a week. But then he took the flip side of that, and he's like, no, you know what, it's still exposure. If they're complaining about it, that means that they're seeing it. That means that they're seeing what I'm trying to sell. They're seeing they're seeing my name. Opposite approach to that. And he said, I'm going to ramp this up. Instead of posting on social media twice a day, I'm going to post twice an hour or something like that. And that's obviously an extreme example, but his thought process is that there's, no matter what, you're going to have people that don't like what you're doing. But at the end of the day, the more that you're out there, the more chance you have of exposing people.
and catching their attention. And his other thought process is, if they don't like you and then follow you, they probably were never going to buy from you in the first place. So he doesn't really care about that. And at the same time, a lot of those people, they might complain about it at first, but it's just like a lot of those things out there. The more you see it, the more your mind starts to open up and like, oh, I see this all over the place. It's kind of annoying at first, but then again, maybe I should check it out and learn what it is. So I'm not saying that that's the route that we need to go, but I'm just saying that that's
It's
the
an
beautiful
option.
thing about this.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about this business, is that we can build it however we want it. So different people have different mindsets on it.
Right. I love it. And if any of you guys follow Grant Cardone, you know exactly what Jake is talking about. I probably get 5 emails a day from Grant Cardone, but I love it. It's him. That's the way he is. But you know, but
Right.
understanding that, I mean, yes, it's you know, he explained it. And also, you know, he had a situation where he had somebody giving him a negative review on his, you know, whatever, on the reviews. They gave him a negative review, and he was like, how do I handle this? You know, you want to go dig that negative review out and toss it, right?
Yep.
And what he found was that it was still people talking about him.
Yep.
And so that negative, he had other people that loved him that were going in and they were attacking that negative person, and he didn't have to do a thing, because it just, and then that just generated even more conversation. So yeah, Grant Cardone, he's awesome. And
when it comes to that too, is that if you don't have any haters, if you don't have anybody complaining about what you're doing, and especially when it comes to reviews, if you send somebody a site of your reviews and it's all positive 5-star reviews, people actually take that less legitimately than a site that has a negative review here and there, or 1 star here, or 3-star there. If all they see is praise and glory, it doesn't feel real to begin with. And that's it highlights a good point where if you don't have anybody that complains, you might not be doing anything, or you might be doing very little. You're not getting any exposure. And I know even, you know, on some of our leadership calls and whatnot, you know, Marcus has been brought up to the team and to David and Tara. And one of David's points is, you know what?
Good job.
And with himself as well, one of his points is, I would rather blast Kyani and promote. I would rather do that than the exact opposite, which a lot of people are doing. And it's better to be doing something and to be doing at least what they're doing, as compared to doing very little or doing nothing. And that's kind of his point. So, you know, there is some, I think that there is some good insight into that. At the end of the day, doing something is better than doing nothing, as long as you're being ethical and not breaking any rules or regulations with the company or whatnot. So
right.
There's that too. There's a lot of people that sit back and say, oh no, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. But if you look at their business, they're not doing anything, or they're not producing any results, right? So we have to be mindful of that.
Right, absolutely. And I'm okay with all of that. Just don't mess with the training either, though. And don't distract from the training. You know, and that's where I felt that Marcus was, that's his name, right? Marcus was a little off on that. You know, it's like, if you've got, we are independent business partners. You can do it however you want to do it.
Yep.
Everything that we, you know, discuss here is, you know, it's our opinion, my opinion, you know, we should all share things, whatever. But at the end of the day, you can do it however you want to do it. It's your business. But to mess with you know, they've got these trainings and things set up. I think that, you know, respect the person that's doing the training when you got, and I just didn't.
Absolutely. You know, and there's, you know, you still have to, there's a difference between maybe it's ethical or not ethical or whatnot, but there's a point where you just have to be respectful and realize that it's not your training. So if you want that, go and have one-on-one. And the other side of that too is you know, I'm sure he's just one example, but when people are blatantly doing stuff that is against Facebook rules or against Kyani regulations or whatnot, they do get things happening to them, like their pages get shut down, right? Michelle talked about that by just
Yeah.
using the word Kyani.
Yeah.
Or they shut down your Facebook account. And I can't tell you how many different Facebook accounts that guy's had. So somebody could look at that and say, well, he's just persistent. But obviously, you know, you're treading some pretty thin water if people are shutting your accounts down and whatnot. There's probably a better way to do it, right? So that's an extreme example. But point being is just build your business the way that you want to, and doing something at the end of the day is better than doing nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Action. Take action. And Terry, did you have something?
That was 12 years ago. I don't have any questions now. I solved it.
You already had a nap? Did you take a nap since then?
I'm getting ready. I was going to go back to my original statement, which is I want to grow up to be like Jake.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I was trying to figure out where the tickets were, and you know, make sure I get everything taken care of today before the prices go up. So.
Okay,
Yeah, I was gonna say make sure people are yeah, prices of ILA and the 199 thing. There's a couple of things, right?
There's no need to put it over your mouth. You're not gonna put it over your nose.
Oh, I'm just in my cubicle, so just in case somebody walks up.
Hey, if it's over your nose, your glasses get steamed up, Rob.
That's exactly why I had it like that. It bothers me. But when
That's
someone comes up, I pull it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's annoying.
So the Team Fusion homecoming tickets are $149, and you get those through the Team Fusion family page. And when you log into Team Fusion family, at the top right where it has log in, you don't have to log in there, but you can click on the little ticket, and that'll give you the ticket information for the homecoming.
Yeah, you helped me out yesterday, and I got it. Yeah, you went
Awesome.
through.
And they said if you
Good
get
job. Good job.
Yeah, thank
if
you.
you get a homecoming, you get some regional for free. So
Right. When you get that homecoming ticket, that puts you at the regional for free. That's $10 savings, and that regional event is June 13th, and it's online, of course. And then
Oh my.
if you haven't got the Salt Lake City ticket, get that, because you know that's going to be next year's ILA is in Salt Lake City. Get that ticket, that gets you 5 points on for your team on your Drive with Five. We'll get those Drive with Fives set up. You know, we have until the 24th to do that, but let's get it done today, because we've got a nice 3-day weekend to enjoy, however you enjoy it.
So what happens if we don't get the 5?
Oh.
You have to have 5 people on a team, right?
Okay. So if we don't, then what? There's only 3 of us so far.
Well,
I don't think
Eva?
I don't think Shondi's on a team yet.
And Emily Claiborne
Okay.
may not be on a team. I'll text you a couple of names you might check with.
And
Yeah.
Kathy, I did talk with Cece, and she said she'll be on our team.
Awesome. Very
So
good.
she's our 5th.
Okay.
And
we have
I'm
Jason.
working on a team name right now.
Yeah. Jason, I think Kyle had a team name for us, but
Oh, good.
but we can throw some choices out there. I'll put a group together today, and we'll create our team name, and then I'll get us set up on that. So that'll be awesome to have that knocked out today. Yay.
Sounds good. Yep. I agree.
All right. And yeah, take advantage of if anyone wants to get their products. And I just tried this little guy this morning. This is the raspberry grapefruit. Raspberry grapefruit. Had my son-in-law try it yesterday, and he was, oh, that's so tart. Whatever. I'm like, it was great. Y'all saw me drink it here. And it's not cold. this is it was sitting on my desk all night from yesterday when I put it here with this little guy. So I still haven't.
But how long was the effect? Was it effect 4 hours, 8 hours?
You know,
I think it's 6.
Is it? Okay.
I believe that, yeah. One of the ingredients says it's good for 6 hours. So I don't know if that matches all the ingredients, but at least one of them said that.
And I didn't really, you know, yesterday was a different day for me because I had the grandkids all day, and, you know, that probably would have, I don't know, but I managed to handle them all.
With a rope.
From 6, what their ages start at 6, and Andrea's about to be 11, and then we've got Daisy in between there. So, and the 6-year-old is all boy and a handful, and I managed just fine without killing them, and that's, you know, saying a lot for me because I'm not the patient, loving grandma like Claire is. I'm, you know, don't touch my walls.
But could you tell the mental clarity? Mine will probably show up today or tomorrow as far as delivery. But I was just curious, did you really feel like your mental clarity was so much better? I mean, what kind of effects did you, come on, describe it. You took it in front of us, but give us your feedback, honest feedback. Don't be.
I'll give you mine after Kathy does hers.
Okay, I'll give you my honest feedback. What I did, I substituted 1 cup of coffee. I normally have 2 cups of coffee in the morning. Yesterday I just had 1 with one of these. And
which one first?
I had this first. And just like today, I had this first.
Okay.
Okay. I've already had my sunrise. I always have sunrise as soon as I get up, and my nitro. And then I was sitting here and had this, and I did the same thing today. And then I'll go have my coffee with my dog in the backyard. And
there's a long talk with the dog, I'm sure.
So that's what I do. And
that's called a staff meeting.
Yes. I love it. And I did not notice, I didn't notice a thing, but it was a different day yesterday because I was really busy with the grandkids but okay, yesterday too, I was getting everything prepared for the launch. So I did get a lot more stuff done. That's good. I did.
Well, we need to ask Claire because Claire took hers. She said it was going to take hers in the middle of the day when she got tired. So we need to find out from Claire how she did with hers. All right, Terry, you're up.
Okay, I took mine right after breakfast. And actually, it was a bottle that Susie and I split. So she took half and then went to work. She put hers in a water bottle, and she said she didn't notice any dramatic effects at all. When I took mine, I just drank it out of the bottle. And what I can tell you is I don't remember taking any breaks yesterday. I just remember kind of working straight through and not needing to like rest or sit down or go get a drink or anything else for, probably 4 hours at a time in front of the computer, or my workouts also went longer yesterday. So
that's true. And
focus and energy were pretty much on the money where I would like them. I didn't have any side effects at all.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I had no side effects, and I got a lot of stuff accomplished. Now that you mention it, it's like some of those things you just have to really be aware of, or have that, memory jogger, like Terry just said, because I know when they were stopping for lunch, they took a lunch break, and I wasn't hungry, and I just kept going, and I was folding clothes then. I started, it's like, yeah. I got a lot more done yesterday. So.
Yeah, without pushing. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for that mental clarity to make me aware of it. So, good deal. All right, guys, almost an hour. We're way over our.
Yeah, and the 9 o'clock call should be good this morning, right? Right, Rob?
Well, it'll be the 11 o'clock call, but yeah.
He's doing it at 11. Okay, that's right. So he's not doing the 9 o'clock stuff. All right, gotcha.
Well, actually, Kelly said she didn't know which one's doing it. When I sent her a message, I sent both first. I sent it to Mark, and then I sent it to Kelly, and she's the one who responded. So I don't know who's doing it today. She said she didn't know yesterday, but she said she would ask the question or have a. So we'll find out if she remembers.
Yeah,
If she didn't remember, I'll say you didn't take your on.
I'm hoping that goes viral and we get a lot of response on that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So that'll be cool.
Me
Yeah.
too. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a
All right.
great weekend.
Y'all have a great weekend. I will see you guys Tuesday. But
Bye-bye.
I'm available if y'all need anything.
All right, great.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Take care,
Have a
everyone.
good-
Bye,
Okay.
John.
Y'all
Everybody have a good one. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.